everyone. Welcome to the first episode of this podcast I'm starting called All Is Well. I think I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do a podcast on, but I knew I wanted to do like a podcast of some sort. But I think I think I want to make it like on stuff that I wish I knew before going to high school, because I feel like high school is a very, I don't want to say controversial, but very like hard time for many. And I feel like it was definitely a hard time for me, and I feel like I've learned a lot along the way. And granted, I'm still in my teen years and stuff like that, but I'm still in high school, still in my teen years, going to my senior year of high school. But I am coming towards the end of my teen years and high school, and feel like there's definitely a lot of things I would like to share with everyone that cares to listen, because I feel like this is a very, I wish I had someone who went through some similar experiences that I went to, just to have someone to talk to and everything and get advice from, because boy was I very dumb and naive. But you live and you learn. um I ramble on a lie. I don't know how this is gonna go, honestly. This can go terribly. I don't know. We're gonna try our best. But I think for maybe this first episode, um, I think maybe I want it to be on kind of like mental health, maybe. And like, so I have some notes here, but I honestly don't think they're helping. Like, coping with anxiety, overthinking, and self doubt. Because I feel like this was definitely a big thing for me, especially in high school. Because I feel like as you grow older, especially as a teenager, you become more susceptible, especially with social media and everything, to comparison. And I fell victim to that as well. I play piano, and naturally, some people are. I'm like self-taught at piano, so I'm not going to be as good as someone who is professionally taught since they were like 2 or 3 years old, and I kind of overlooked that part. And like, instead of trying to understand, I was like, I have to be as good as them. I have to do this. I have to do that. And like, I feel like studying and training yourself to be like that good can also be a good thing, but I feel like the mindset shouldn't be I have to be better than them. It has to be I want to be better than how I was like last week. It shouldn't be, don't focus so much of your energy on how other people are and focus more energy on yourself. I think that's the biggest thing I needed to learn, was how to like just focus on myself. I feel like, basically, like, and also like most people, like so I know a lot of people that like social anxiety. I had a lot of social anxiety. I could not speak. You could not get me to speak to anyone. But I feel like it's also really important to know that like literally no one cares. Actually, I'm telling you right now, no one cares. Go be you. Go do you. And if someone does care, then fuck them. Like, who cares? Like, you're just a loser and who's sad and miserable. Yeah. And then I have no clue what I was talking about. Oh, self doubt. And then, so yeah. So I feel like I feel like with self doubt, it's more like, because it has a lot of stuff to do with self esteem as well. If you have bad self esteem, you will doubt yourself more. But the more confident you are, the more less doubtful you'll be. And I feel like that's a very important thing to understand, because I feel like many people try to better themselves physically, but not mentally. And I feel like mentally is most important, because physically you can look great. Anyone, you can't tell how someone is feeling on the inside. So many people can look great, but inside they're really struggling and can be really sad. And I think that's important to realize, is like, you need to fix yourself mentally first before you fix yourself physically, because when you're sad and you're trying to make yourself, like, trying to fit in too much, and like you start to lose yourself. And I think that's very important, because you don't want to lose yourself. I think I lost myself a lot because I tried to assimilate and be like everyone else, and I feel like that was also really bad of me because that was not who I am. And like for example, I started hanging around, like for me personally, like parties and the drinking and like drugs, like that's not my type of vibe and everything, like that's never been me. But recently, like not recently, maybe not recently, but like within the last like couple months, like I've started hanging around the wrong people, and I drank for the first time a little while ago, and I fit because I thought I had to fit in and everything, but like I don't have to do any of that. Like if I don't want to, like don't do it. I don't feel peer pressured at all. Like it's easier said than done. Believe me, I know. But I think once you put yourself first, I think that just all comes naturally. Honestly, like not helping a lot. I've recently bought this journal. I don't have it with me, I don't think, but if you look up like I'm not this is not sponsored by anyway, but like if you look up insidethenow.com or whatever, but Inside the Now, there are journals. There's like a prompt on each page, and I feel like each of them like help you like learn more about yourself and more about your specific goals. Like the one I did today was, who do I not want to be anymore? And I I feel like it was a very loaded question for me. I feel like there were many things that I feel like I needed to change recently, because a lot of stuff has happened recently that I learned a lot from. I think one of them is that I can't go crazy over boys, because it's natural to focus on revenge or be pissed at people who did you wrong. And even if they did you wrong, that does not necessarily give you permission to try and make their life a living hell as well. Because I feel like that was my main goal. I was like, I gotta make his life a living hell. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But like, no, I feel like it just goes to show that my level of maturity is not where it should be. I was, I was considering myself a very mature, like, respectable person. But then I feel like recently I had to self-reflect on myself and was like, this isn't who I am. I don't know what came over me. Like, this isn't what I need to do. I'm just going crazy, but I feel like I need to reconnect with myself, and I'm doing that by also just like because there's always things that like stay close to my heart. Like I always love reading. I love to read. I love playing music. And recently I'm making an album and everything, so producing music has also become one of my favorite pastimes as well. And I think it's just important to, yeah, just like focus on yourself. Like focus on the things that you love. And when you focus on the things that you love, you find yourself again. And I'm starting to do that more. Like when I'm at work at the register, I start reading instead of playing this trivia game. Like I do something educational, studying for AP Calc 3 months early before I have to. I just kind of focus on my education and my intellect rather than focus on what everyone around me ostensibly believes or perceives me as. And I think also adding on about like friendships, I think I think this should be a whole separate episode. This one's a loaded one as well. But I feel like you need to understand who your true friends are and which friends, I don't want to say are out there to hurt you, because not all of them have bad intentions necessarily. But some of them, or like they don't know they have bad intentions, but some of them like sometimes you're just not compatible with people, and that's okay. You just need to find out who you're compatible with and make sure your energy yourself is good, because if you don't protect your energy and protect who you are, all the energies that you keep giving to someone else, it's just gonna, it's like going through like a brick wall. Like it's just gonna stop and it's gonna absorb it, and all that energy is not gonna go anywhere and just gonna keep taking, and it's not gonna pass through. And I think that's important to understand, because the more energy you give, the more energy you should get back. But with some people, you don't feel like that. You just feel drained. And I think understanding who and when you feel like that around is important in maintaining your peace and your energy. I also want to talk about coping with anxiety, because anxiety, especially with school, is something I deeply struggled with, because I take a lot of APs, especially this year, junior year. I took two APs, AP Bio and AP Lang, but I also had the SAT, and I also had all my other classes as well. And it was just very stressful for me. And my AP Lang teacher like knows from the very first beginning of the year that I had a lot of test anxiety and just a lot of anxiety in general. Like, and she got worried for me. She even talked to the guidance counselor. Like, she was really worried about my mental well-being, because if I didn't finish the test in time, I'd start crying like hysterically, and I needed to learn how to cope with myself better than that, because I feel like this hasn't been just like a recent issue. Like, it's been ongoing since freshman year. Like, I put so much of my self-worth in my tests and my test scores that I forgot what was like truly like what truly mattered. Like, I'm not defined by a grade or a letter. Like, I'm defined by the people the people who know me, who know my true self, who I'm around, and what I like, my talents and my strengths. I'm not defined by the 76 I got on a pre-calc exam, that my first one. That doesn't matter, because like, as much as your grade is only usually reflects how much effort you put into studying. And sometimes I've studied so hard for exams, and I would get a 76 or a 70, and I'd be like, what the hell? Like, I studied so hard, studied night and day. But sometimes you not even sometimes, like all the time, you can't be hard on yourself for not getting the grade that you wanted, because the more you focus on a letter, the more you focus on a grade, the more your anxiety is going to get worse, and you don't want that for yourself. I've had to start taking Prozac for my anxiety, because it just got so bad recently. Like, it got to the point where my chest would start hurting every single time I breathed, or breathed. Yeah, because it's just, I don't even know, my anxiety was terrible. I got chest x-rays and everything, or an echocardiogram, because I thought it was like something else, but no, it's just my anxiety. But I think, and I'm in therapy as well, and I feel like that's important to know as well, because I know some people have families that aren't very, I don't want to say accepting, but like, I feel like are not as accepting of like therapy, and like just kind of stay away from that. But I think um oh, sorry. Gets snotted in my fingers. But I think that it's also important to at least try to talk to your parents, because, or even if like you try talking to your parents and they still say no, therapy is like not an option, because it is expensive as well if you don't have insurance. um but I think it's also important to reach out to friends if like you can't talk to a therapist. Sometimes it's important just to reach out to a good friend, like one, pick one really good friend, and just confide in them, because this is also another thing I had to learn this year. The more people you tell, the more all your shit is going to get spread around. You cannot ensure that if you tell 7 people, you cannot ensure that those 7 people will keep your shit to themselves. And sometimes maybe you'll get lucky, maybe they will. But I can assure you, most of the time, it won't. Especially at work, or like at any like career. Your coworkers, you can have friends as coworkers, but a lot of the coworkers they're not your friends. And don't treat them as your friends. Obviously, well, be nice, of course, but be cautious of who you tell your stuff to. Don't tell everyone your stuff. Like I said, pick one good person. If you need to tell someone at work, pick one coworker that you're very close with. Pick one, and maybe if there's a second one that comes and you trust them a lot, you can pick a second one. But I think just picking one for right now is, I feel like just one, that's all you need, honestly. Because the more you talk about it, like I said, the more your shit is going to spread. And if you don't care about that, then be my guest. Tell as many people as you want. But I think something I told you this year was, the more people you tell, the more it can come back to bite you in the ass. Because I told people a lot about like my thoughts and my feelings regarding a coworker, and like I was just like, I can't believe like he did this, and like I'm just upset and stuff like that, and like I feel disrespected heavily. But then I kind of got lost in the passage of time almost. I didn't realize how much time has actually went by since everything kind of like ended. Um, that's also another piece of advice. Don't date your coworkers or talk to them. You're like, no. I don't care if you think they're cute or like them. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. It's also just gonna come to bite you in the ass. It never ends well. Believe me, I know. But yeah, I feel like, and I told everyone, I kept talking about it, and I didn't realize how much time has went by. And I told anyone who listened about what would happen, and yeah, eventually, of course, he heard about it, and he went around telling everyone, oh, like, she's obsessed with me, harassing me, and stuff like that. So if you don't want those things said about you, because obviously they're not true about me, because that's not who I am, and it's not like I'm doing anything to him specifically. Like, I'm not harassing you. Like, I wrote a song about you. Okay, cool. Like, did you have to press play? No. That's up to you. That's on you. Like, don't press play if it bothers you. Like, I have you blocked on social media. Like, don't keep tabs on me if it bothers you. Like, stay away. But yeah, and but I think that's an important thing. Like, be just cautious of who you talk to at work or at school, especially. It's a lot of people crave drama and they pretend to be your friend, but in actuality they aren't. And that's something that you just kind of need to learn for yourself, how to kind of just like, I don't know, determine who you want to spend your time with, basically. And I think also like another big part, like a big point, is that like I feel like it's very important to not overthink, because the more you overthink, the more you're just gonna stress yourself out and you can get more anxious and self-doubtful. I feel like overthinking is really where everything stems from. If you don't jump to conclusions either. Like, if you know, wait until you have all the information and all the facts, or even if all the facts are like unattainable, all the information, you can, because we all make mistakes. You live and you learn. Sometimes we assume things that aren't true, and that's okay. It really is. Sometimes it'll hurt. Sometimes you'll get hurt. Sometimes it just won't end well, and that is okay. You live and you learn, and I'm here to tell you that everything will be okay eventually. I know if like you're going through a tough time right now, that's okay. Like, I'm telling you, so many people have been there, and it gets better. It really does. And I know it might not seem like it sometimes, but I'm telling you, it really does get better. Because I feel like the more you focus on yourself, the more everything around you starts to brighten up. And I think that's very important, because you need to place, when you're feeling very low, it usually means you need to place more energy into yourself. Like, go for a walk, read a book, or do something else you love. Play piano, play guitar, take a karate class. I don't know. Take a dance class. Learn how to whistle. Learn how to beatbox. You know, like, just put your energy into yourself. Because once you put your energy in yourself, you'll be a light bulb and you start to glow and you'll shine. So don't focus on anyone else. Focus on yourself. And don't overthink. Don't. It's it's horrible. Don't overthink. That's all I can say. Just don't. Which is easier said than done, I know, but I think that's also important. Just don't overthink. Like, I don't know how to explain. This is not a good idea. This podcast, it's okay. Yeah, but yeah, I think yeah, you need to. I feel like mental health is a big thing in high school. Coping with anxiety, overthinking, and self-doubt. I feel like all those things are things I struggled with this year, and this year especially. I feel like junior year was very tough, in a lot of ways, in a myriad of ways. It was just hectic, stressful, especially with the SAT. Oh my god, I had to retake. I retook it twice, and I got the same score 2 times. How do I get a 1400 both times? But I was able to super score sort of. So technically I can get a 1420, but like that's not even, that's like 20 points higher. Like that's not even like whatever. And like after I got a 1400 the second time, I was like, I'm not taking a third time. Like obviously I'm not going any higher. Like I'm staying at a 1400. So I just whatever. It's a good score and I'm not complaining. It's just I want to go to Princeton when I get older if I can. Like I want to go to Princeton. That's an Ivy League school. 1400 is not getting me in that school. But it's okay because, you know, if that's not where I meant to end up, that's not where I meant to end up, and that's okay. Will I be disappointed? Most definitely. But one thing I've also learned this year is literally everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you won't see it right away. It takes months or years to discover. But everything does happen for a reason. That relationship that didn't work out, maybe that's all of them, and it has nothing to do with you. And if the more you wait, the more time has passed, you'll start to see either their true side or anything else. Or maybe that relationship not working out led you to find someone else, meet someone else that it will treat you 100 times better, like the way you deserve to be treated, and will love you till the end of time. And I think also I got into I applied for example, I applied for this Palazzo Strozzi award thing at my school. Basically like a test and interview process. The test first, and then if you pass the test or like get like within the top 6 highest scores, you go on to the in-person interview and stuff like that. And if you win, you go to Italy for a month, and it's all paid and everything. And I really want to do that. Like I've always wanted to travel. It's always been like a thing of mine. But I didn't get in. I got to the second round, but I didn't get past the interview. I don't think they liked me, but it's okay. Yeah, I didn't pass the interview, but I'm also kind of happy that I didn't, because my friend got to go, and I'm really happy for her. And also, my grandpa right now, he is sick with lung cancer, and we just scheduled the last minute Poland trip next week. I'm leaving the 28th to August 7th, but if I went to Italy, I wouldn't be able to go to Poland and spend some time with him. Like, so everything, when I was really upset when I found I couldn't get in. Like, it was February. I was like really upset. But like I said, sometimes it takes months for you to realize that everything happens for a reason. And so I'm so happy now that I didn't get to go, because if I did go, like, I wouldn't be able to see my grandpa for a while, or again at all. So it was just really, I'm just been really grateful lately that I didn't get in, because I'd rather see my grandpa than go to Italy. But yeah, but I think I should wrap this up. I think it's just really important to, like, as for keynotes, like, it's very important just to focus on yourself, and your mental health, because once you focus on your mental health, the rest of you will start to shine through. Focus on the things that you like to do. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't overthink either. Take things for what they are. Don't try to look for, like, the deeper meaning and everything, or like, oh, if they said they put a period at the end of their text message, like, what does this mean? Just take it as it is. Like, just do and say the things you want to say, and don't worry about what anyone else is doing. And just be cautious of who you tell things to. Don't tell everyone. Pick one good friend and stick with them. Don't tell everyone you want to. I still need to learn that, honestly. It's like that's why I'm not in a place to be giving advice right now. But this is stuff I learned, but this is not necessarily stuff I follow yet. But I will, because I need to work on that. Like I'm a chatterbox, and I will open up to everyone. Like, I'm an open book. I will overshare the first minute I met you. Like, I'll trauma dump within 5 minutes. But I realize now, like, I can't do that. Like, I can't tell everyone my whole life story as soon as I meet them. I need to learn to trust them first and make sure they're trustworthy. And also, just like, no one likes a trauma dumper, and I had to learn that. Like, no one wants to hear your sad backstory unless they're a trauma dumper as well. Then, like, match made in heaven. But not everyone is like that, and sometimes it's just keep things conversational, amicable. We just go through life as it is. And I don't know. I think that kind of sums it up. Focus on your mental health, honestly. The amount of people I know this year that passed away by suicide is I know like 3 people, and they were all seniors, and I think it's just important to reach out. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but you have so many people around you. Even people you don't think will listen. Just find a teacher, find a random person in the hallway, find your mom, your dad, your sister, your siblings, your dog, your cat. Even me, like, go in my Instagram DMs, and if you need me to talk to me, like, I'm open. Like, my Instagram DMs are open. Like, I'll get you in my request folder. Like, text me, I will answer. And I think just reach out, because the last thing I want is to hear more stories about high school students committing suicide. It's so sad. And I think a big part of it is just like kids, like, nowadays there's not a big focus on like mental health, especially men's mental health. I feel like men's mental health often goes like unnoticed and kind of like stigmatized, and no, you can't have that. Like, mental health is mental health, and it's real. Mental health is real, and being sad is real and valid. Like, you can't, people who invalidate mental health I feel like don't truly understand the consequences of doing that. They don't realize that the more they invalidate and don't understand that mental health is an actual thing, and it's something that can be bad and it's something that can be good. I think the more they don't understand that, the more it makes people around them feel like shit. And I think because their feelings are invalidated, and I know when my feelings are invalidated, I feel disrespected. I feel like I wasn't even worth anything to them. I feel like I don't feel cared about. And I think that's a big part of it. Just always remember my Instagram DMs, always open. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can find anyone. Knock on a random stranger's door. I'm being so serious. Knock on a random stranger's door. Be like, I feel like I might do something bad. Like, I might kill myself. Like, can I talk to you? Like, I'm telling you, they won't turn you away. 10 out of 10 times they won't turn you away. And that's like very like last minute thing. Like, you can't find anyone, but like you can find someone. This just goes like I'm telling you right now, you can find someone to talk to. Me, random stranger on the street. Knock on random stranger's door. Your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, your siblings, a random student in the hallway, a teacher. Find anyone. And the teachers, I don't know about the teachers, but I know each school usually has a guidance counselor. Go to the guidance counselor. It might seem like, I don't know, cliche or whatever, or I don't know, embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed. Your guidance counselor is there for a reason. I love my guidance counselor. Don't know where I'd be without her. She's been my whole world. But yeah. But I think that just sums up everything. My ankle just clicked really loudly. It hurt. I don't know why. I have like such old bones. I feel like in my ankles only. Like my ankles are so loud and clicky. So bad. But I think that just sums up the episode. I don't know if I'm doing this next week. I honestly don't have a plan for this. This is just the first episode. I don't really know if I'm continuing this, but we'll see. Bye bye. That was like a weird outro. Sorry. I'm like, goodbye.